Okay, everyone, so I'm just going to give you like a little update on the air conditioning here. We actually did call the guy, and he gave us some helpful tips on the phone saying for R410A system, the air coming out of the vent should be, there should be about a 15 degree difference or maybe a little bit more. So I just want to show you what I'm doing here as a test. So right now the ambient air temperature is 73. Now we don't normally have this at 68, I just put it all the way down for testing purposes. So the ambient air is about 73, and if you go over to the vent here, the vent closest to the air handler is the one in the mudroom. And just to show you, the air conditioner is running, and it sounds very normal right now too. Look at this. There's more than a 20 degree difference in temperature. So obviously the refrigerant the guy put in is still fine. So I'm not going to say there's not anything wrong with it. I'm just saying maybe the leaks I found are minuscule. A friend of mine did say that I shouldn't touch the sensor directly to the pipe because maybe that can give a false reading. I don't know. I'll have to test it later. But you can see for 73 degrees and 51 degrees coming out of the vent, that's extremely good. So I'm going to say this thing is probably doing okay. I know we said for R22 it should be a 20 degree or more, but for R410A, getting 51 degrees out of the vent, that's actually pretty good. So I don't know. Let's just go outside and see what the piping looks like. All right, so I can tell you right now, this definitely does sound pretty normal. The compressor doesn't sound too loud like it did at one time when it was low. The compressor sounds, I guess, happy. The fan looks to be the correct speed. So I'm looking over at the piping here. You see it's just sweating. There's no ice on there, so that's good. Let me see just how it feels. No feels and everything, but yeah, that doesn't feel too cold at all. It feels cold, but not like cold where it'll start icing up, you know what I'm saying? Alright, so I mean, everything seems okay out here. I guess maybe one thing I'll do is I'll show you guys what it's like down in the basement. And down here at the air handler, you can see I've since of course put the evaporator panel back on. And obviously you can't hear exactly what I can hear, but the refrigerant inside the liquid line definitely does sound more normal. Like it sounded, how could I say this? When the refrigerant was low, it sounded, I'm going to say, slightly louder and inconsistent in sounds or volume of sounds. Does that make sense? It's the best I can describe it to you. But for right now, this does sound correct, and it is just ever so slightly warm. I know this doesn't really get all that warm until later in the day because that's when the sun's really on the unit, but right now it doesn't feel cool. It just feels like, let's say, room temperature, I guess. And the piping here, let's take a look at that. Yep, no ice whatsoever, so that's good. And like I said, my friend said if I put it directly on the pipe, it could cause a false reading. I'll check that out later, but for right now, I don't know if we should call the guy. I mean, we called him this morning, and he gave us that advice about what to do. And I followed it, and so far, as you saw from the thermometer inside the vent and the sound of the air conditioner, everything seems okay for right now. So if I had to if the detector is not giving false readings, my best guess is there's a minuscule leak somewhere, and it's so slow over time that it just isn't going to cause problems right away. And maybe the charge will be fine for the season. I don't know. So let me turn the question to you guys. Do you think we should call the guy over for this week, or should we just leave it alone and see how it goes? I mean, admittedly, it's a lot warmer out right now than it was in April when the guy came to check it, so that could be a difference. But from what I can see, everything he told us to check seems normal. So I'm going to guess the charge that he put in for now is good. But maybe we should see how it is later in the season. Why don't you guys tell me? You know, should we leave it? Should we still call the guy this week to look at stuff, or should we just say, if it's working, just leave it alone for now? I'd like to know what you guys say. Of course, if something major happens, there'll be an update before then. But let me know what you guys think. Should we call him? I'm sorry to repeat myself once again. Should we call him this week to have him look at it, or should we just leave it alone for now? All right, let me know, and then I guess we'll go from there. But for right now, it's working. Everything's normal. So I guess that's where we are for right now. Thanks for watching. Take care.